Peace be upon you, welcome to the channel. My name is Muhammad. I grew up as a Christian until my teenage years when I left Christianity because it didn't make sense to me and I became an atheist. I lived as an atheist for a number of years until I discovered the religion of Islam and I converted to Islam in 2010. I made this channel a couple of years ago to help people who have newly converted to Islam. Today we're going to be watching a video together of a Christian who goes undercover to visit a mosque. By the way, if you are new to Islam or you are interested in Islam, please have a look in the description. I've linked to playlists which I've made called Beginner's Guide to Islam, which will teach you the basics of the religion, how to become a Muslim, and also things like how to pray in Arabic word by word. So make sure to go check that out if you're interested. Let's jump into the video.
Have you ever wondered what is really going on in mosques? What is happening in these mosques? Are they having secret talks, secret meetings? Are they planning something? I don't know. These things just go through your head, right? So maybe we should go find out, shall we? I'm going to take you on a little journey. I'm not going to call them and be like I'm coming. No, I'm just going to show up and I'm going to say, show me around. Show me where your secret weapons, your stashes, your plans, where, I don't know, your maps are. Show me around. It's a dangerous mission. Let's go. Let's find out. Let's find out whether there's something going on in these buildings. I'm not going to call them and be like I'm coming, so they don't try to hide anything from me. Nah, I'm just going to show up and be like, here I am. Show me around now. So, let's go.
I'm genuinely not sure if he's being sarcastic when he's saying these things like show me your maps, show me your weapons, show me your plans. But I genuinely know that people do think like this, so I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out in the video if he's being sarcastic or this is his actual frame of mind. But I do know that people do think this way about Islam. They do think that inside mosques they're just secretly planning to take over the world, or who knows what they think. So this will be interesting. I know that some of you have commented on my channel like you've become Muslim but you actually haven't been to a mosque yet. So this would also maybe give you some sort of insight as to what that may be like, but let's find out.
Yeah.
Is he going to walk in with his shoes on or is he going to take them off? I remember, so my friend and I became Muslim together, but he told me that he went into the mosque on his own before I went in. And he said he just walked into the mosque, just, you know, with the carpeted floor. Like normally we take our shoes off before we go in. And he said he just walked in with his shoes like it was no problem. And people started saying like, hey, can you take your shoes off, you know? So I wonder if this brother's going to do that.
So yeah, these are the bathrooms. This is where you do your wudu.
I'm going to pause here and just mention that I'm going to go back to the video and I'm going to explain like what each section of the mosque actually is if he does go around the whole mosque. Because again, some of you are not familiar about what it actually looks like inside of a mosque. By the way, I did make a video for that, giving you a tour of a mosque and explaining what to expect when you go there and what to do. So make sure if that's useful for you that you go and watch that video too. I'm starting to get the impression that this guy is being sarcastic and he's just trying to show the good things that are in a mosque and not that they're secretly planning to take over the world.
So I just came back, guys, and I'm here, alive, 2 feet, 2 legs. Matter of fact, I came back holier. So we were expecting a lot of things, weren't we? We're expecting ammunitions, plans, secret books, whatever it was. But here's how it went. I walk into the mosque, and I'm instantly greeted by a guy straight out of Fox News and CNN. You know, the big bearded guy with the stamp on his head, Middle Eastern looking. And he just smiles at me and says Salam Alaikum. I was scared at first, but then he just looks at me and goes Salam Alaikum and walks off with a smile on his face. And this is 100%, you heard it.
Salam Alaikum meaning peace be upon you, for anyone who's watching that doesn't know that.
Just smiles at me and says Salam Alaikum. I was scared at first, but then he just looks at me and goes Salam Alaikum and walks off with a smile on his face. And this is 100%, you heard it in the video where I replied to Salam Alaikum also. Then I went into the bathroom where they cleansed themselves, and basically that's where they cleaned themselves, and there was a guy in the bathroom I didn't know about. So I sat down and I was washing my feet, and he came out looking like confused. Who's this guy? Is this guy homeless? Because sometimes they take homeless people in and feed them and whatnot. And he's like, "What's this guy homeless?" I was like, "Nah, mate." He didn't really talk to me. He just looked at me with confusion, and I just smiled back and nodded, and then he walked off. So then I finished. I went into the prayer room. That's the big room where usually you have preachers and people praying. And I was expecting people to get up and look at me and be like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I just walked off and sat down. And only one or two people lifted their heads, because most of the people were reading the Quran and others were praying. And the guys that lifted their head, they just looked up to see what's happening. Obviously you can't miss a guy who's wearing pink in the mosque. And they went back doing their thing. And I picked up a book, went through few books, and there was nothing there that we wanted to see. So I picked up one of these books that I showed you, and it was just the basics of the religion. And that's it. I walked out. Nobody said anything. Literally nobody even spoke to me except for the Salam Alaikum. So I already knew the outcome, but for those that get brainwashed by these activists on YouTube where they go harassing mosques and people entering mosques, and they turn it out to be like, "Oh, you guys know who these guys are," and they make it turn out to be like, you know, it's the other way around. No, but when you go picking on people and then you turn around, it's like the bully in the school. It's like those bullies in school where they slap you and they run behind the teacher and you chase him and they go, "Teacher, he did it. He's trying to hit me." That's exactly what these activists are doing. You know those activists, fools, little chihuahuas barking, right? You guys know them. We've got two from the UK, one in Australia. They don't even deserve to be mentioned, but you know who they are. Those are the people that have been brainwashing you guys on YouTube. And I'm here, just prove them wrong, with a simple video. Thank you for watching.
MashaAllah, what an interesting video. I don't know if this guy is a Muslim secretly or what his thing is. MashaAllah, his accent reminds me a lot of Conor McGregor. But yeah, I mean, like, that's typically what you would expect. For any of you who have recently become Muslim or you're interested in Islam and you're thinking about going to a mosque, you can search for your local mosque online. Maybe you can go on their website. Perhaps you can contact them if you want to let them know that you plan to come and visit. That way they can give you like a better time when someone can be available to maybe show you around and answer your questions. Because sometimes you may get a similar experience like this, where you just walk into the mosque and then you just sit down and nobody comes and approaches you. Sometimes as a new Muslim, you actually want people to approach you and say, "Hey, who are you? You know, can we help you? Is everything okay? Do you know what you're doing? So any questions that you have." You may expect that will happen, but a lot of the time that won't happen. So perhaps it would be better for you to go and reach out to somebody prior, or when you go into the mosque, try and find someone who looks like he's, you know, maybe free, he's not doing anything, and you can ask him, "Hey, listen, I'm interested in Islam," or "This is my first time in the mosque, can you kind of explain to me what I should be doing and what's the etiquette for being in this place?" So I just want to go back a bit and through the video and just kind of re-explain what he's actually seeing, which is very typical. So obviously we're going through the entrance here, and normally in the entrance, obviously a lot of the mosques that I've been to, they have like a carpeted floor. So they don't want people walking with their shoes onto those carpets and making them dirty, because that's where we're going to pray. So normally in the entrance, that's pretty much straight away, you'd be looking for a place where you're going to take your shoes off. And the other thing is that there's also a room where you can go and use the toilet, and you can also do the ritual washing, which is what we do before we pray. So you wash your hands, your face, you wipe over your head, you wash your feet, things like this, to make sure that you're clean and pure before you go into the mosque and start praying. If you need to know more about how to do that, then make sure you check out the playlist. Like I said, the Beginner's Guide to Islam, it will teach you how to do that. And then obviously after that, there will normally be some sort of prayer hall as well, where the lectures take place, where the prayers take place, where any kind of events may take place as well. So this is what we're seeing in this video. As soon as he's walked into the building, there's a place here, shoe rack. So you can take your shoes off here, and I would advise that you do that. He's been greeted with Assalamu alaikum. If you want to know how to say this and also how to respond to it, I have got videos on my channel which explain that too. So this looks like probably the bathroom area. These slippers are normally for people to wear when they go into the bathroom area, so that their socks don't get wet and they don't have to actually step on the floor. So at that stage you can see that he's wearing his shoes, but I would have taken my shoes off beforehand at the door, and then sometimes you can put on those slippers that they have like available at the entrance of the bathroom, rather than going into that area with your shoes on. Normally you would take your shoes off beforehand. And then this now, what he's going to show is just the main prayer hall. And yeah, typically outside of prayer times, there may be people giving lectures, giving talks, or maybe just people sitting and talking. Maybe some people are doing voluntary prayers, other people just reading the Quran or reading books of knowledge. Sometimes they have classes going on too where they teach you like how to read the Quran, etc. So it's pretty much that's what you find in a mosque for the most part. Sometimes they also have offices or other kind of classrooms and things like that. But that's pretty much it. You have the entrance where you take your shoes off. You have a place where you can go and use the bathroom, and you can make your ritual ablution. You know, you can wash your face, your hands, your feet, etc. And then you have the prayer hall, which is just a carpeted hall with pretty much no chairs or anything like that. It's just a plain hall. Like I said, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please go ahead and comment down below. I will try my best to respond. I can't always do that, but I will try my best. And have a look through the channel. We have got loads of guides and things that are useful for new Muslims, inshallah. So yeah, make sure to check that out. Assalamu alaikum.